Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, here as always with my co-host Aaron Coe.
Howdy.
Today is Wednesday, February 3rd, the week before the Super Bowl. We're going to get into that later in the show as well as some other football news. But before that, follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. The podcast also is always sponsored by Goosehead Insurance.
Goosehead
Aaron Coe.
Insurance. Yeah, we are officially open. So shoot me an email, aaron.co@goosehead.com.
All right, sounds good. And
you gotta have it, motherfucker. Just do
it. You gotta do it. Might as well help my dad out
and save some money.
Yeah. And then lastly, all the YouTube shit. Like, subscribe, comment. Give us some feedback, what you like, what you don't like. If you want to see some new stuff, give us some suggestions. All right, let's hop into the news. We got some unfortunate news coming. More competition in the NFC West for a team that already beat the Seahawks in the playoffs. Matthew Stafford to the Rams. The Lions essentially got paid to take Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this completely hammers it home that they got to win now. They got to win in the next couple years. They just have to.
Yeah, they have basically half of their salary cap tied up with about three or four players.
Yep.
Well, one of them being Jared Goff, who's not on their team. They're still on the hook for $22 million there. Yeah, it's interesting. I had a little back and forth on Facebook with someone. They're like, well, the Rams gave up way too much. I'm like, no, they give up Goff and 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, Goff was worth negative draft picks.
Yeah.
He's not worth a pick.
It's not about Stafford being good.
Yeah, he's worth... So, Goff, you had to give up a first-round pick just for someone to take on his salary.
Yeah, and by the way, when I say it's not about Stafford being good, I am more high on Stafford.
Stafford
yeah,
guy.
I am far more high on Stafford
But
than you
go buy
are.
the jersey.
Yeah, seriously.
Go buy the ugly bone
I'm
white
not.
jersey.
I'm definitely not buying the bone jersey. You'll never catch me in a bone jersey. But yeah, even if the Seahawks get a bone jersey, I'm not buying that one. But I'm actually really high on Matthew Stafford. I think he wins probably 4 rings if he gets drafted to the Patriots instead of.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
maybe.
I
don't know. Maybe.
It's that's one of those things we'll never be able to answer. But I'm much higher on him than you are. So I guess the criticisms are obviously he hasn't won shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm scared, especially with a guy like Sean McVay. He finally has a guy with a good arm to play with. That's scary. Especially he's tough too. He's real tough.
I'm not terribly afraid of Matt Stafford, but the Rams have had the Seahawks number for years.
Yeah.
Whether the Rams have been kind of up and down, but the one thing they've done is beat the Seahawks at least once a year, sometimes twice, like this year, including the playoff game. So I'm concerned that that's an upgrade for sure. At quarterback, I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a Matt Hasselbeck level. He's got more arm talent than Hasselbeck, but just in terms of what he does on the field, he's like he's top 10 in the league. Maybe a little higher some years.
But the Rams just won a playoff game this year.
Yeah.
And now they have a guy that's potentially that's a top 10 quarterback.
Shouldn't have won that playoff game. That's, oh my God.
But that's the thing. They should have won that playoff game, and now they have Matt Stafford. They scored 30 points on supposedly the Seahawks defense that was the hottest defense in the league, and now they get Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
So it's not even about Matt Stafford being super elite. It's that I'm already scared of the Rams, and now they get. You said it, and I'm higher on him than you are. You said he's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's a really good player. He's not gonna.
Is Jared Goff top 20?
Not this year probably.
So that's what scares me.
Yeah, he's an upgrade. I just don't think. he doesn't put the fear of God in me like a Mahomes or even a Brady or a Breeze
Yeah.
or Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not gonna put him up there either.
He
but
also
just
hasn't. Go ahead.
where the Rams are already at.
Yeah.
And then going from Jared Goff to Matt Stafford, that's what's scary to me. I'm not worried, if Matt Stafford went to the Jets, I wouldn't be worried about the Jets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
But
he's played 12 years and he's thrown 30 touchdowns only 3 times, and I'm tired of the people always never had any weapons. Have you ever heard of Megatron? He had Golden Tate, who put up some big numbers for them. He's had some other nice
Kenny
pieces.
Kenny Galladay is really good right
He's
now.
had some good tight ends, not maybe the best, but good solid guys. But he's been poor. He's been I think in 4 playoff games, and he's been very not, I wouldn't say poor, but he's been below average in those games. Hasn't done a whole lot. No, I think he's good, and it's a concern. But I'm not like, oh, they're going to the Super Bowl now. I'm not like that.
I think they're Super Bowl favorites. I'm pretty sure I saw that.
I think in the NFC they're second, first or second. Yeah, they're second maybe. Which I think it's funny how people do that. I mean, one player. And I mean, obviously the Tom Brady thing is a little different if you look at the Bucs this year, but, people get excited about one piece. Well, they're going to have to cut guys.
Yeah.
They're going to have like rich guys and then like undrafted free agents pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're going to have, their defense is probably going to take at least a little bit. Yeah. They're still going to have Aaron Donald. And that's going to create problems, but they're going to take a step back at least a little step back on defense.
Yeah.
And, hopefully the Seahawks will, be a little bit better against them on offense. I don't know. Yeah, it is a concern. Like, I'm not saying it's not a concern. It is a concern, but I'm not crowning them, I'm not going to crown their ass.
Yeah.
He's going to have to show me something in big moments. So, we'll see who they have, what kind of roster they have.
For sure. All right, moving on to some more quarterback stuff. We have the Texans GM and head coach essentially both saying Deshaun's not going anywhere. Deshaun Watson has removed any Texans things from all social media, and in his bio, he put his agents at and said, for football inquiries, at David Mulugeta, or however you pronounce the guy's name.
We should send an inquiry now.
I know, yeah, for football inquiries.
I have a question about football.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does that mean for football inquiries? I mean, other than a trade, what would that mean for like how could we have a football inquiry for Deshaun Watson? You know what I mean? What would a football inquiry be for us for him? But yeah, that's just kind of funny. I mean, he's completely done with them, but they are hanging on to him like a clingy ex, or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
comparison you want to make.
I'm still curious to see how this will go. I'm confident that the Texans will botch this.
Oh, 100%.
That I fully believe. I thought, who the hell's the name of the coach they hired? I can't
David
remember.
Culley. By the way, just for reference, this is what David Culley said. He is a Houston Texan. I want him to be a Houston Texan. The reason I'm in this position today is because I know he is going to be a Houston Texan, which almost makes it sound like he's saying he got hired because he's black. But and then this is the GM. Before we take a few questions, organizationally, we want to reiterate our commitment to Deshaun Watson. We have zero interest in trading the player. All right, so continue. David Culley, what was he saying?
A couple things with those comments too. Some of that could be, listen, fuckers, it's going to take 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
I mean, they could just be trying to keep the price high. But, I think, man, if I'm David Culley, okay, I'm interested in the Houston Texans job. Like, if Deshaun Watson isn't returning my call when I'm interviewing for this job, then I don't want this job. I'll wait till next year.
No.
And I wonder, we'll never know about Bieniemy. We'll never know, like, did they reach out to him? Who knows?
Right.
If I'm Eric Bieniemy, that's not the job I want. Especially if they're not going to have Deshaun Watson. Do you want that roster with no Deshaun Watson,
Fuck no.
you're gonna get fired in 2 years.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be a bad look for like the movement to hire black coaches, and I mean people are gonna recognize what the deal is with that if that's the case. People are gonna realize he was just put in an impossible situation, but it's not gonna be positive for that movement. That's for sure.
No, and I hope David Culley does well, and I really would like to believe that the Texans hired him because he was the best candidate. I'd never heard of the guy.
Yeah.
Just like I'd never heard of the Philly coach.
Yeah.
White, you know? I don't know where they're pulling these guys from, but maybe they did. Like maybe he was the best coach. I hope it wasn't if we hire a black guy, we can keep our black quarterback.
Yeah.
That organization has shown signs of racism
for a long time.
Yeah. So this looks like it's gonna fucking explode.
Yeah.
Free Deshaun Watson and
Free Deshaun.
Man, I hope Coley just shocks the world.
By the way,
somehow wins with that crap box of a team.
Yeah, I wanna reiterate, for you to say free Deshaun Watson, that's pretty significant because you're not a big get this guy out of that town.
No,
like you're for the most part you want guys to stick it out and do what they can where they are, but for you to say free Deshaun Watson, I mean that just kind of tells you how fucking terrible the situation is there.
Well, they're incompetent and they might I don't want to say that they're racist. I don't know for sure that they are, but they've shown signs of it.
You can't you can't definitively say they're not racist.
No.
That's that's an issue.
Can't.
So that, I mean,
what the hell are you talking about, boy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get some more positive news in the building. EA is coming back with the NCAA football game. Just really excited about that, obviously. However, I did tweet, I mentioned people are forgetting EA is making this game, and they have consistently put out dog shit football games for the better part of a decade now. So,
they put out good stuff in the late 90s back when I was hitting Madden.
I would say honestly, probably around the time they stopped making NCAA football was when Madden really went down the shitter too.
Okay.
Is when it started, at least. I would say there was a few good years after that, but yeah, I think this is obviously just great. What I'm concerned about is this is going to spread EA more thin as far as their product, and there already wasn't competition. Now there's really no competition for football games. Like, I would have liked to see another developer get the rights to make an NCAA game.
Right.
So there's some football game competition. Because it's the same thing with 2K. I mean, people are legit. The people that are, making content with 2K are going back to last year's game to make content off of the game. Because this is how bad this year's 2K is.
Wow.
It's the same shit with Madden, too. Madden this year, I think, got rated 0.8 out of 10.
Jesus Christ, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I'm so far gone from all that.
Because there hasn't been competition forever. I mean,
Wow.
real competition. There hasn't been forever. So it's just such a dog shit product. I really hope they don't do the NCAA football title dirty with the bullshit they've been putting out lately.
Yeah.
And I have a strong feeling they're going to, because what they've been doing for a decade now is just caking off the namesake.
Yeah.
Why? Of course, people are so hyped about this. They could do that so easily with this too. So I hope it's good, but I have no high expectations, and I'm going to wait until other people get it before I get it.
They should have a new feature. You know how there are things like, the player gets injured and you're like, what the fuck you mean he broke his leg?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You stupid game, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It should be like the player should get sucked up into the sky and your quarterback has now entered the transfer portal.
I saw
you just start losing players. Oh shit!
I saw a bunch of tweets saying there should be an option to give your player's family an apartment, or I saw a tweet.
Budget.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that said, how the NCAA president is going to be looking at me when all my recruits are showing up in Dodge Chargers, and it's like, yeah, that would be a really funny setting to put in the game.
Fun shit.
Pay recruits, like,
oh my god,
you know, have a guy essentially just coming out looking like Earl Campbell, just with the chains and the gold whips. Yeah, so I'm excited about this. Another suggestion I saw that I really would enjoy is putting all-time teams in there, but focusing more on just teams from the last 7 years. So basically just teams we missed out on. So you can play with a guy like Joe Burrow or, you know, whoever.
Yeah,
just
that would be cool.
mean, whoever else we missed out on, name them. And yeah, so that'd be cool too. I'm not gonna get my hopes up for this, but
This is one of those things, and I know why they stopped doing it, but hey, how about you sell this game, and you just give every scholarship football player an extra $50 so they can buy a couple pizzas.
Yeah.
You know, like
fucking copy of the game.
yeah, that would be nice too. Yeah, like give them, like, just share that a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying, like, you know.
So that's what I don't know. I don't know.
It sounds like they're not going to use their names.
But
they didn't really do that before, right? They just put their numbers in there. It was obvious.
It was obvious who it was, but the problem is they still got in trouble with that. That's why they had to stop it. So I don't know how they're getting around that now.
How about sell the game, NCAA, pocket some of the money, give the schools some of the money, and give the players a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they all get $100,000. You know, give them. I mean, a few hundred a year.
What the fuck do NBA?
There's too much money
players
there. Being like, oh no, we can't figure it out, so we're just not going to do it. Like, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
So I don't know what sort of deal they made, but it's interesting. And then, the name, image, and likeness stuff could come into play here. I'm assuming they've talked about that and that's why this is coming back, and that'll probably end up being a part of that.
Yeah. All right, moving forward. Aaron Rodgers is a choker.
Yeah.
1-8 when trailing at halftime in a playoff game. 1-4 NFC Championship game record. This tweet, this is I didn't pull this up because of this last part where it says summer drawing career comparisons to Donovan McNabb. I haven't put any brain power into that thought, so I'm not really ready to make a claim. But that's just the first tweet I found that related to this. So I don't really know enough about Donovan McNabb's career because I've seen highlights and they're fun to watch, and I know he put up big stats and stuff. But I also know, Andy Reid's a great coach, and they had weapons. So I don't have strong opinions on Donovan McNabb at all. But I could see, if Aaron Rodgers kind of doesn't really do much beyond this point, I could see that comparison.
Yeah.
At least from afar. Again, I don't know the nitty-gritty of his career.
The one thing that Aaron Rodgers has that a lot of quarterbacks don't have, including, Dan Marino and a lot of greats, is he does have one ring.
He has the ring.
But it's interesting. His passer rating goes down in these games. He, the year that he set the record in the NFL, I think he had like a 122 passer rating, which is insane.
Nuts, yeah.
In that playoff loss, I think it was 80 something. I don't remember the exact number on that.
He's the MVP this year.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. And he seems to struggle in those moments. Now, he's had a couple of amazing highlights, but those, honestly, he threw the ball really far, but Hail Marys are dumbass luck.
Yeah.
That ain't the quarterback.
Yeah.
The only thing the quarterback has to do is not throw it out the back of the end zone, right? Like, get it to the goal line, and he did that a couple of times.
Phillip Rivers threw it about 15 yards short in that last Hail Mary, so
there is something to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is interesting. I have a a Facebook friend who is a Packers fan. I don't even know why. He, like, lives in fucking Portland. I don't know why he's a Packers fan. Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
But he has referred to Aaron Rodgers as the GOAT a number of times. And I'm like,
where, bitch? Where?
And I said to him, I think he's the third best quarterback of all time to have ever played for the Packers.
The Packers, yeah. That's the thing, man. You like, I don't even really think you can make a super sound. I mean, I wouldn't even argue he's the best quarterback to play for the Packers. I don't know if Brett Favre is better or not, but I mean, Bart Starr is, I think you have to say, right?
What you do in the postseason has something to do with it.
Yeah, it has to.
It's not just how your team does. That's a big part of it. It's how did you do in those playoff games?
Yeah, by the way,
a big step back.
By the way, I don't want to sound hypocritical here because I do, I don't blame Matt Stafford's losses on him, and in general, I'm in the camp that wins are not a QB stat. So I'm not going to sit here and act like it is 100% Aaron Rodgers' fault that he's 1-4 in NFC Championship games. But when we're talking about guys being the GOAT, GOATs don't go 1-4 in conference championship games. It just doesn't happen.
And your passer rating can't drop 20 points.
And your personal performance has to stay the same. And again, I don't actually know Matt Stafford. I should look this up. I don't know Matt Stafford's numbers in the playoffs compared to the regular season.
It takes a step back.
And I take your word for that.
Small sample size.
So, and that's
he's only
the thing.
Played in 4 games.
Small sample size, and also he's always going up against the best team that doesn't have a bye.
Yeah.
So and he's on the shitty Lions.
They've been 9-7.
Exactly.
Wild card.
So it's kind of hard to measure that, And like I said, I think he has at least 4 rings if he's with the Patriots. That's impossible to measure too. So who knows? But yeah, when we're talking about GOAT status though, you can't excuse 1-4 in NFC Championship games. You just can't.
I think if he had won the Super Bowl this year, then you're like, you put him in that conversation. Yeah. He's not the GOAT, but his name comes up.
He maybe breaks into the NFL 100. For quarterbacks,
because he has great career numbers. I think he's the highest rated passer of all time. I believe Russell Wilson is second.
Yeah,
those numbers are a little bit. The game is, with all the goddamn, wide receiver screens that I could throw, you know what I mean? Like, those aren't talent plays. The pass rating, it used to be if you had 100, that was incredible. Mm-hmm. If you had 80, you were solid. Now, if you have an 80 passer rating, you're
dog
not
shit.
In the league.
Dog shit.
Yeah, you're getting cut.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Different world. Yeah.
All right. Just a little piece of baseball news. This is kind of sad, in my opinion. King Felix is
just go away,
minor league deals with the Orioles. Did he even pitch an inning with the Braves?
No. So and I was happy about this. He signed a minor league deal with them. He goes, he was in whatever spring training for a little bit, and then, if I remember right, he's decided not to play, and he cited. I think he cited the COVID concerns.
That's right, yeah.
And I was like, good.
Yes.
I'm like, he didn't get cut.
Yep.
So here's what this is why I'm so, this is so hard. This is so fucking hard. So I don't want him to go and be terrible, but I also don't want him to show up in amazing shape.
Yeah, I know.
Having worked his ass off.
It would piss me off. Although I will say, ultimately, I'm going to disagree. Ultimately, I would be happy for Felix if he shows up in shape and pitches lights out.
I'm going to be mad because I'm going to be like, so you just didn't give a fuck for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And,
let your
teammates down.
No, I see that, and there would definitely be part of me that would be bitter, but I would ultimately be happy for Felix because I think both of us are in the camp. We are suspicious that maybe he has slight problems with alcoholism. I don't want to throw accusations out there, but if he gets over that, if he gets over that and is in good shape and pitching well again and seemingly in a better place, then ultimately I'll be happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard from a couple of sources on that, and I actually am not making it up, like actual sources,
Real sources.
that and you hear the rumblings of it in other places too, but.
So yeah, we don't want to throw accusations out
No.
there and say it like it's facts, but
Yeah.
that's something we've heard. So.
But yeah, if you're, if you are someone who drinks all the time, you're gonna put on weight. You're not gonna, you're not gonna recover from injuries as well. Not that I would know about these things, but anyway, I don't know. I'm really conflicted. I ultimately, I'd love to see him do well, but I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be like, awesome, you fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
I do feel that.
really
I do feel that.
you. But you also, your generation, I mean, he's basically all that you had.
That's the
as
thing.
A Mariners fan.
And that's the thing. It's like I can't fucking blame him for what happened in Seattle.
Yeah.
Like in my heart, I can't, I'm not happy with, the last few years that he pitched. I wasn't ecstatic with the way it went. But I will never have ultimately I just like Felix got so fucked over so hard that I will never be able to really feel animosity towards him.
If he pitched somewhere else, he would probably have 2 more Cy Young awards.
Yeah.
Like that's,
and he'd be and that's a Hall of Fame career.
I wish I had these stats in front of me, but the number of games that he lost where he allowed but there's 2 stats. He allowed one or less runs, and the other one is 8 innings and 2 or less runs. So basically he gives up 0, 1, or 2 runs, and he's like a 500 pitcher or something.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
So and 2 of those years
also
they finally gave him one, but 2 of those years, like if he had 3 more wins, he probably would have won a Cy Young.
I mean the Orioles suck balls, so if there's any way it can help his legacy for a Hall of Fame push, I'm in.
Yeah.
Because he's going in as a Mariner.
Oh, yeah.
He's going in as a Mariner.
For sure, yeah.
So no matter, okay, how about this? Crazy alternate universe. The Orioles win a World Series. Felix wins World Series MVP. God. Does he retire as an Oriole?
No, he wouldn't.
You don't think he would?
I would think he would still go in as a Mariner.
Yeah. I would think so too. Do you think it's even realistic to hope he gets to the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so.
That's very unfortunate because he is a Hall of Fame pitcher, in my opinion.
Yeah, whoa. Earthquake.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's going to be really interesting with pitchers over the next 10 years to see who does get in, because none of these guys are going to have the numbers.
Yeah, I know.
They're not going to have wins.
Yeah.
Because they don't, they only pitch 5-6 innings anymore.
Yeah.
With that. So, people may have to rethink things. He might be a guy that gets in 20 years from now with the Veterans Committee.
Yeah. It's kind of the opposite of quarterback stats in a way.
Yeah. They're going, 300 wins. Are you kidding me? Nobody's going to get that.
Hell no.
Yeah. The strikeout numbers.
Well, here's what they could do is change the standard for what a win is. Because if anything, it's outdated. It's stupid. The rule is stupid in the first place. At the very best, it's outdated.
I mean, you could have you could pitch 4 2/3 innings of shutout ball and come out, and then have 5 relievers, basically pitch,
2 outs each.
2 outs or an inning each.
Yeah.
And the scorekeeper's got to go, well, okay, so the starter's not eligible for this win. I got to give it to one of these fucking relievers. Well, that guy went an inning and a third and only gave up a couple of hits.
Yeah.
I guess he's our guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. So they probably should they probably should look at
that.
that.
Or you go out of the game and the ball game's 1-0, and then your team ends up winning 8-1, and you pitched 7 innings and gave up 1 run. But you don't get the win because your team didn't have a run before you left.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway,
I heard this is a tangent here.
Yeah, go for it.
I heard some guys talking about this. There's a suggestion. It's not really being considered as far as I know, but I heard a suggestion that in the 9th inning of a baseball game, you can start the 9th inning anywhere you want in the lineup. So,
wow.
So like if you have 7, 8, 9 coming up, you could go whatever 2, 3, 4
or 1, 2, 3
or whatever, wherever you think you're strongest.
Yeah. Wow.
But the argument was at the end of a basketball game, I'm getting the ball to Jordan or LeBron.
you have a closing lineup.
Yeah.
You have a closing lineup.
Yeah, but in baseball, it's like, oh, well, fuck. I guess we just have to hope that this guy can come through.
Yeah.
We subbed out our DA, or we subbed out our first baseman for a pinch runner,
and that
inning.
restores fan interest too.
Yeah.
How much? I mean, do you want to see fucking? I mean, I don't know. Do you want to see like some random player on the Angels be there in a big situation, or do you want to see Mike Trout?
Yeah.
It'll restore fan interest if you have your stars in the big situations.
If you want to see, this would kill my father.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would actually die if they did this. So like, you probably need a generation to croak before something like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
But like we've talked about before, I consider myself a purist.
Yeah.
For baseball, I'm probably stuck in the past a little bit with it. But I do know that, I don't like how the game is declining. There are no stars that stand out. They're going to have to do something, and maybe it's stupid things like this. I don't know.
I mean, if it saves baseball, it'll be worth it. But
yeah,
if it doesn't, then it'll just be a fucking shit show. So
and it might not. It might just still not be enough.
It might make it worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
you might lose the old people, and the new people are going to be like, "Oh no, I'm watching lacrosse."
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl. So the spread currently is 3.5. I guess let's just go through. I mean, do you have your bets? Should we just go? Let's just go through our bets.
So I'm still gonna look at a few things. So I haven't totally gone over this.
I can just rattle mine off. If
I
you
did
want.
some kind of weird shit.
Okay, I did too. So do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so the spread is 3.5. I got the Chiefs at 3.
Fucker.
So I took that.
You know what made me mad? Is I saw it was at 3, whatever day that was.
Yeah. And
then like a few hours later, I'm like, I think I better grab it at 3. And I went in there and it was 3.5.
Of course, yeah.
Like, God damn it.
That was
So I'm on the hook, literally.
That was like 10 days ago or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I still like the 3.5.
Yeah. I do too.
Brady makes me nervous.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing.
I'm thinking, oh gosh, it's tough though, because my mentality, I keep saying things like, well, I think Kansas City will get out to a 2-touchdown lead, but they haven't done that all year.
No.
They haven't done that all year, so I don't know why I'm expecting them to do that. But I can't. I just think they're a better team, and I think Arians is gonna fuck this up somehow.
So
I'm just still not a big Arians
So
guy.
you took the Chiefs then?
Oh yeah,
3.5, then did you take the over 56? I got it at 56. I don't know what it is now. What is
I
it
don't
now?
think I did that yet.
The over is 56 still.
I probably will.
I mean, mostly I just don't want to root for them to not score. That's honestly the main thinking behind that bet.
Taking the under is just flat out un-American.
Especially in this fucking Super Bowl. Taking the under in the Super Bowl is definitely un-American.
What are you gonna? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. It was 56.5.
Okay.
So I took it. I made it's a pretty small bet, but it was more like what you're saying. I don't feel fantastic about it, but I feel pretty good about that. Actually.
Yeah,
it's going to be a high scoring game.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about it. I feel better about it than I did about the national championship game. That was 73 or something, and I took that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and speaking of the Chiefs never having a big lead, I bet under 16.5, largest lead for either team.
Yeah.
Under 16.5, and the odds were. I don't know the math on this. The odds were somewhere around plus 100. Okay. So it was actually good odds. So I took that.
Yeah, that's a good bet. I might have to look at that one.
Yeah.
Although I think I did some stupid bet that was kind of the opposite. So maybe I'll even out or something. I don't know, So I'll tell you what bet I do like. There's both teams to score over 24.5.
Ooh, I do like that one.
And 24.5, that's a hook too.
That's it. That is a hook.
Because I
Yeah.
can see 28-24.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think they're both going to be high 20s, upper, and up into the 30s. So,
yeah.
So I like that, and it's an even bet. So risk 10, win 10. So
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty solid bet.
Not bad. And then my next bet, I have Tampa Bay to score first, just because I feel like Kansas City usually starts a little cold. Tampa Bay, I feel like Tom Brady's going to have that team ready to go out of the gate. And it's just a gut bet, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I have a couple other gut bets coming up here too. But yeah.
Let's see. And I like this bet, even though I lose a lot of times. But I'll tell you what. In the Super Bowl, there's almost always a defensive or special teams touchdown.
Weirdly enough, there is a lot of the time.
It's really strange. You would think, there would be less of that, but it's almost every year. So, and it's not a great, I just risk $5, win 10.
Yeah, not bad.
So, just for fun.
Crazy shit happens in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right. My next one, this is just a total gut bet too. Exactly 7 touchdowns at plus 450 total.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 450 for exactly 7 touchdowns.
Okay.
That puts it at 49, which, yeah.
And then you get some field goals.
Get a few field goals. Yeah. So that's, I just, I think I could have bet anywhere really between like 6 and 8, but I just took a swing at one of them just because the Super Bowl and said fuck it. And I like 7 plus 450. That's
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a good bet. So that's what I did with a lot of these bets. Some of these are really stupid bets. Like I have some really dumb bets in here, but I just looked for good odds for these prop bets. I looked for good odds that I could visualize happening.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did too.
Yeah.
It's the way to go with prop bets, and that's coming from a guy that never hits prop bets. So
yeah. Let's see. Will there be a 2-point conversion? That's a plus 180 bet. So risk 10, win 18.
Okay.
I think there's a very good chance that they're going to go for 2 a couple times in this game.
Yeah, if it's close, for sure.
Yeah, because they all have their people are just going for 2 a lot more these days. So.
Yeah. Plus, I'm surprised. I like the odds on that, but I'm surprised the odds aren't a little more, just considering it's. I figured the odds makers wouldn't have caught up with current football as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess they're on the ball. So.
Yeah.
And then this one, pretty simple. Patrick Mahomes over 28.5 completions. It's a plus 120 on that. Oh. So, or plus 110 on that. So I liked it. So I just took it.
This one's a stupid bet. I'll just say it.
Mm-hmm.
But so the Chiefs win by between 13 and 18 points.
Oh, I've taken bets like that before.
And it's plus 650. So risk $5, win $32.50.
All right, yeah.
And 2 touchdowns, it could happen.
It could. Yeah. All right. This one, just the odds are crazy. I literally only put $2 on it, but it's win 26.
Wow.
First touchdown scorer, Chris Godwin.
Oh,
so
wow, that's a good bet.
Yeah, so that essentially just backs up my. Essentially, I'm betting that the Bucs are going to score first, and that Chris Godwin's going to be that touchdown.
That's a good one because he I like those. The first touchdown thing is you just never know.
It's
give me some crazy odds.
People do that. People do first to score parlays in the NBA, and they'll bet $5 and win 8,000 or some shit.
Oh my god,
it's so insane. But it's especially in the NBA, it's so random.
Yeah.
So what else you got?
So this is might be the dumbest bet or second dumbest bet that I have on here. But yeah, this is risk $5, win $200.
Oh wow!
And it's a weird one though. So it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers scoring exactly 32 points.
32.
But I'm thinking 31 points, but one of them they go for 2.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So they
Wow.
maybe they try to close it to 35 to 32.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
35 32.
Yep,
and
that
so
would make sense.
Get within a field goal.
That would make sense.
And again, I think that's going to happen? Probably not.
I could see it.
But plus 4,000 odds.
I could see that. 100% I could see that.
It's not crazy.
It's not insane. It's not insane.
Not as crazy as my other one.
All right, so I have 2 left, but one of them I'm going to save for a later discussion. And my last one I'm going to talk about right now is it was minus 130, so not the best odds, but Ronald Jones over 35.5 rush yards, plain and simple. I just did that like right before we did the podcast. I saw that one, so I took it.
That's a good one. I think I bet on this one. Did I? There's one I was looking at. I'll save it for later. So the other one, and this is I made so many dumbass. So this one is exactly 3 field goals made in the game.
All right. I don't. Yeah. I mean, that kind of lines up with
plus 425. So risk $5, win 25. So it's like if I hit one of these, I'm gonna be just
you're
thrilled.
caking. Yeah,
for
sure. So is that all of them for you?
I've got a couple more.
You got a couple more? Go for it. Yeah, I don't have any more.
So all right. So Tampa Bay's first scoring method, field goal. I thought, like you suggested, they might be a little slow, but maybe they drive and end up kicking a field goal to put some points on the board. Risk 10, win 16.
Not bad.
So there was let's see. Chiefs over 31. That was an even bet. So risk 10, win 10. I think they're going to score over 31 points.
Yeah.
I did 2. These are both weird, but I decided to do both of these numbers. So I put bets on the Chiefs to score exactly 38. But I also put a bet to score exactly 39.
Oh, okay.
So the 38 points, risk $5, win 100, and I really like
38.
38.
That's not a bad number.
Good football number.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, well, maybe if they end up going for 2 at some point, maybe they'll hit 39. And that's risk $5, win $250.
Oh wow. Okay.
So if I got a 39 to 32.
Oh my God.
Score,
that would be
we're going on vacation.
100%. I'm holding you to that. You said it. 39-32. Aaron owes me a vacation. Okay? Remember that.
And that's it.
All right. So I guess really that just means it's time.
Oh, it's that time.
The Howard Schultz Clown of the Week.
Oh my. So silly.
All right, I'm gonna go first and just get mine out of the way. Anyone that gives a fuck about Mercury being in retrograde, you're a fucking clown, okay? Sorry I was a bitch to the waiter. Mercury's in retrograde. That doesn't mean you can just go around being a cunt. I'm sorry. You can't just do that because a planet is far away or some shit. Fuck you. Sorry, it makes your brain all cloudy. I'm just so grumpy because the planet is weird, so I'm gonna be a bitch today. Fuck off, stupid fuckers.
Maybe Mercury's affecting you a little bit.
Dude, maybe it is. Maybe it is because that shit pisses me off so much. Maybe it pisses me off so much because Mercury's in retrograde while people are talking about it.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is or what it means.
I don't either.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. That's the thing. It doesn't affect anyone. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah. I'll have to look into this.
Don't. Just don't. Just don't.
Might not ever come out of that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Okay, so my clown, there wasn't really one person that stuck out to me this week. But I gotta go with some idiot fans.
Okay.
And here are the idiot fans. So And we didn't talk. Oh, one thing that we didn't talk about was Bob Gregory was named the defensive coordinator for Washington Huskies.
Yeah.
They made a bunch of changes, so they moved Akaika Malloy to outside linebackers, which are almost like defensive ends in that system. Gregory gave up special teams to the running back coach, which some people are happy about that.
Yeah.
But UW fans are like jumping off of bridges over this move, and but I'm not just talking about that move. I'm talking about anytime a coach is hired, there's just so much. I've never even heard of that guy.
Every time the Huskies hire a coach, I am under the impression that it's the worst hire of all fucking time.
Yeah.
Every time I go on Twitter, it's like, oh, the Huskies fucked up big time, and then it never turns out that bad.
Did you think Nick Saban was coming? Here's the thing. If you've heard of the guy, he's probably been fired a couple times. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He was probably good 10 years ago, and that's why you remember him. But at some point, Nick Saban goes from being, a grad assistant for Don James to an assistant coach, to a coordinator, to the greatest head coach of all time. There's a long list of guys. At some point, they weren't known.
Yeah.
They didn't come out of the womb.
I think some of them might have.
Coach of the year, right?
Some of them seem like they've just always been college football coaches for eternity.
Yeah. So I just, I'll admit sometimes I'm maybe they'll get this guy, maybe they'll get that guy, and you're like, who? But dude, we don't know.
You can't. It just like what really pisses me off is like having a large reaction in any capacity right when it happens. If you immediately have a large reaction, I think that's wrong because you just don't know. No one's a sure thing, and no one's whatever the opposite of a sure thing is. A sure thing to be shitty. Like no one is either of those ever. So I mean, unless you get fucking Nick Saban. I mean, that's the only one.
And if you look back to Bob Gregory,
first
year he was a defensive coach at Cal in the early 2000s. He was 7th in the league, not great. Next year he was 2nd, and then he was 1st, and then he was 1st. So he was like top 2 for a few years there, and then he decided he wanted to coach a position. So he kind of gave up the coordinator thing. So he's a good football coach.
Yeah.
And do you want to bring Jimmy Lake? It's his system. So do you want to bring in some known guy and have a whole new system when Jimmy Lake is the reason that your defense is good?
That's the thing. It's not like he's just taking over the whole defense.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
So you have to bring in someone and have them run your system or promote a guy from within. So hey, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best move in the world, but bringing in some guy you've heard of doesn't mean it's going to... Oh, Nick Holt.
Yeah.
Everybody was so excited about Nick Holt.
Yeah.
The dude was giving up basketball scores.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shut up, you idiots.
Yeah.
Fucking mercury-induced fools.
Also one thing we didn't talk about is Shoddy's new gig. So he's the passing game coordinator for the Jags, which I think
Isn't that what he did for the Seahawks this year? He was just the passing game coordinator?
Essentially, yeah. Which I think is, while it's personally, I think one of the most attractive jobs out there right now, it's also probably the most make or break job out there right now. I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence, who's supposed to be the next coming of Jesus, and then Urban Meyer, who's one of the best coaches of all time. So if your offense is shitty, chances are, I mean, maybe Urban Meyer will get the blame. Trevor Lawrence will get some leeway for sure for a few years. So eyes might get kind of directed at you at first. So it's risky, but I think, that's a great risk to take in my opinion.
It's a great opportunity.
I mean, this is potentially what this is for him. Maybe is the Adam Gase, Peyton Manning job. That's what this might be for him. Now he might get multiple chances at being a head coach, even if he doesn't deserve it, because he plays because he sniffed Trevor Lawrence's jockstrap for 5 years or whatever.
If Trevor Lawrence goes to a Pro Bowl by year 3, Shoddy will probably be a head coach somewhere.
At the very least, he'll get a coordinator job again.
But yeah, if he's a bust, even if it's injury, even if he's injury prone,
Yeah.
you're gonna see, Urban Meyer can't coach in the NFL.
Yeah, and I mean,
And
I'm
Shoddy
guessing
can't-
Shoddy. I'm
yeah.
guessing Shoddy wouldn't be out of the league, but he's not getting, he's not getting phone calls from every team, and he's not
No.
basically he's not making a decision
No.
for his career where he wants to go. He's
trying
taking
to
what's
hang
available.
on.
Yeah,
He's trying to hang
taking
on.
what's available.
Yeah.
So
it'll be fascinating to
yeah,
watch.
yeah. I just want to talk about that for a sec too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
all right, let's move on to our lock of the week. So how about you go first here?
Okay. I guess I kind of already talked about these. But yeah, I mean the Chiefs over, favored by 3.5 points. I love that. Did you have that one for your lock?
I mean
'Cause I have
that
another one too. But...
kinda. Let's just neither of us take that one.
Okay.
Because we both kind of had that one. So
Okay.
go for it.
So this is one I did mention it earlier, but and then this is an alternative line, but KC to score over 31 points. I really like that. I forget what the odds were now, but so this is not. I think there's a great chance for that to happen.
For sure.
That's my lock.
All right. I'm just gonna grab one of my bets from here. My lock is gonna be. This is kind of a boring one, but my lock is gonna be my Ronald Jones over 35.5 yards.
No,
I
it's
mean,
good.
it's kind of a boring one, but it's a lock, so it kind of has to be in some right.
Yeah, if it's a lock, you expect it to actually
Exactly,
happen. Like,
exactly.
I'm not putting my 39-32
Right.
score up here right now. So.
Yeah. All right. We'll snake draft for the player of the week. So this is
Okay.
another bet I made. It's another $2 bet. It's a parlay. Bet 2 win 22 for my player of the week.
Ooh.
Scotty Miller, 70 yards, 1 touchdown.
Somewhere.
70 yards, 1 touchdown. $2 bet, $22 payout. And I mean, he's plain and simple. He's Tom Brady's little white boy. That's it.
He's always got to have
That's
one.
it. That's it. So, 70 yards and a touchdown for him to go along with my Chris Godwin being the first touchdown scorer. So I really am betting on the Bucs offense quite a bit in this as well.
Yeah.
Along with the Chiefs. So.
No, I think they're gonna score.
Yeah.
I would put the Leonard Fournette number was pretty low too. Like I would put, I would almost bet both those guys. They're probably both gonna have 40 yards.
Yeah.
I think I'll mention two guys. I mean, my official guy will be Tyreek.
Yeah.
I just think he's a matchup nightmare.
Take him every week. It's just
Tampa's really good against the run. They struggle, I think they struggle against little quick guys.
Yeah.
And man, he's just a
little quick guy.
Yeah, he's the littlest and the quickest.
Yeah.
It gets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's gonna ultimately be the difference in the game. Another guy to look at in the yardage game, and I don't have it in front of me. It's a low number, like it might be 28 or something. But the Kansas City running back
Williams.
Yes,
Darryl?
Williams. Is it Daryl?
Is it Daryl or Darren? It's one of the two.
Daryl, Damien, one of those.
Oh shit, maybe it's Damien too. Fuck.
Williams.
Yeah, Williams.
I think he's gonna end up doing a lot. I mean, he's not gonna put up. I'm not saying he's gonna have 100 yards, but I think he's gonna get a number of carries because I think they trust him.
Yeah.
And people forget he played very well in the playoffs last year.
He did.
And then they bring in Edwards-Helaire, and the bowler from New York. They bring him in, and I don't even know if he's gonna play.
Le'Veon, I'm not sure. Yeah,
he's been banged up, but yeah, I think Williams will emerge from that triumvirate, against a good run defense to produce what they need to keep the chains moving.
For sure, I like that. You got anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I wish the Hawks were playing.
I know, man.
We were gonna get there, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
I think
really
that every
sucks.
year, though.
Yeah, I will say, we've had enough years not having to be super stressed out watching the Super Bowl. I'm ready to be stressed out watching the Super Bowl again, but it is in some capacity nice to just enjoy the Sunday, enjoy the festivities.
It is.
We'll definitely be coming back next Wednesday and talking about the experience. We might be watching a companion live stream with Two Bears, One Cave, so we might talk about that a little too, or maybe the regular halftime show.
I might have to do some drunk tweeting.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, maybe I will too. Who knows? I mean, maybe I'll I'll have some apple juice tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're still listening, you're crazy, but you're dope and awesome and sick, and that's awesome of you to listen this far. But like, subscribe, comment, suggestions. Like I said, anything helps. Aaron Coe 29, Mason Charles Coe on Twitter. Book is still available. Goosehead Insurance. And have a great Sunday. Have a great weekend. Like I said, it sucks the Seahawks aren't there, but just enjoy football while we still have it, which is unfortunately this last week, and then it'll be a long time. And we're going to have to start filling fucking time on the show again like we started during the pandemic with nothing happening.
If we can do it through that, we can do
if
we
we're the shittiest podcast we will ever make, which is the first ones. We're during a time where there were no sports. I don't know why we started the podcast then, really.
We're bored out of our damn minds.
That's a good point. Yeah, back when literally the phone used to be taped to the wall right here. That's how we used to record it. And
just people, like, I know, like, we all want to get together and stuff, but just be careful about getting into groups and all that. Be smart. We're gonna hopefully this is the last Super Bowl we have to think about that.
If the Seahawks were in this game, I would be a little bit more understanding. I would probably it would be a little tough.
That'd be tough.
But it's the fucking we've seen Tom Brady in it every year. Patrick Mahomes was in it last year. Just stay home or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening once again.
Thanks,
and
everybody.
Peace.
So long.